Well, we were talking about shows you can't give away. I couldn't give away the ALS, and I couldn't give away the Estes Sisters, even though I hadn't produced in a long time, because I just felt real close to them, and I wanted to make that film ourselves. So we did. I couldn't give away 9/11. We made it in the building at HBO because it belonged to, I'm a New Yorker, and it belonged to our staff, and we had gone through it together and known people and wanted to make it as a team. And so we made it in-house. I was leaving for work, and the driver told me that a plane had hit the World Trade Center, and I thought it was a little plane. I wasn't paying any attention to it. And I went into the building, and everybody was hustled around the TV set downstairs. And it wasn't a little plane. And I rushed up to my office, and everybody had the television on in my office, because I had cable. And we just watched television till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we were just devastated, all of us. And we walked home, and it was pretty horrible. And then, of course, you didn't know where anybody was, and you didn't know where your kid was, and you didn't know where, you didn't know who was downtown and who was uptown. The phones didn't work, and it smelled. The city smelled, especially around 42nd Street. And little Sarah, she's not really so little, but she had watched the people falling out the window, and cause she lived downtown, and she'd come to work afterwards. So it was pretty heavy duty stuff. And we all came here, actually. And we sat on the floor, and we watched television, and we couldn't see what we could do that another network couldn't do. And we pondered it for a long, long time. And then in October, several months before, Brad Gray had asked me if I wanted to do something on Rudy Giuliani, because he was not going to be mayor of New York anymore. And I said, I really didn't think so. And I remembered the call. And Rudy was quite a hero then, and I think Brad called me. Yeah, Brad called me and asked me if I wanted to do Rudy again. And I said, yes, I want to do Rudy on 9/11 on that day and everything that happened on that day. And so we did our 9/11 show. And we worked and worked and worked on that show, boy. Every night for like 6 months. It was like a day job and a night job. And I was wiped. And it was, I think, one of our best shows. It was called In Memoriam 9/11, and the proceeds went to the 9/11 fund. And it was very much the heart of the city. There was another, obviously, very famous CBS film, and that was quite good, too. But I think being New Yorkers and not being Frenchmen, I think that we caught the spirit of the city. We made it out of the video recordings of people who lived in New York. And we basically solicited everybody we knew, filmmakers and people who had cameras on trains, and advertised everywhere if you have any pictures or any stories. And so it was made by the people of the city. And it was in memoriam to that. And we had one man who was going to his mental health group in New York who had a camera. They were using little videos, the beginning of the little video camera. And he took the little video camera and he filmed from the window of the train as it went by the building. I don't think anybody else has that shot. It was just somehow so New York to be on the subway and watch these two buildings from the Brooklyn Bridge. Anyway, there's a lot of extraordinary footage in that was made by amateurs. And a lot of extraordinary footage made by professionals, but we wielded it all together into a chronology of the day, and we did the chronology of the day, and a little bit of the recovery.